Why did you choose to run for Senate instead of House?
One, because we have a special election in Ohio. So this is JD Vance's Senate seat.
Oh,
So for those who don't know, JD Vance, might have heard of him, our vice president. He was a senator from Ohio. And when he became vice president, so he filled the spot for 2 years. And then when he became vice president, our governor, Mike DeWine, put John Husted for 2 years in that space. The remaining 2 years of that Senate spot is up this year. Coming off that election, I think a lot of people were just completely distraught. I was feeling it too. I'm just like, why is nobody doing anything? You
yeah,
mentioned adults like an hour ago. I was like, where are the adults in the room here?
yeah.
And I was just so disappointed by the leadership of the Republican Party and of course the Democratic Party. And I was like, well, why don't I start looking at how I can be involved in making my state and community better? And I started doing some just like looking around. I was like, oh yeah, we have a special election coming up. That's really interesting. And, I feel like I have a lot of real world experience as a small business leader, healthcare. I was in security for a while. I would put my tech understanding against anyone in Congress any day of the week.
Oh,
And
that's
so
an easy one.
nobody had run for, or nobody had applied to be in the special election for the Senate. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it and
Yeah.
see what happens. And so I filed, and then I started reaching out to people, and I started doing, town halls and podcasts and interviews and just going out and meeting people at protests and wherever. And it felt like this was a really good time to have some new blood and new ideas enter into the mix.